Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream of your dreams, the stream that you've all been waiting for, wishing and wondering. Like, man, when is Simteract gonna do another stream? Well, here we are. We're doing it, and we're doing it for you. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. My name is Mike. I'm the community manager for Simteract, the one that you know and love. I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't love me. Maybe you love the other people in our company. I understand if you don't love me, but and I would like to introduce my colleague and co-host, because Alex, you are a co-host technically. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I am.
Yes, you are. You are a co-host. Alexandra Powers, everybody, our producer. Welcome to the stream.
Yay!
So guys, yeah, it has been a while. I did put out a what's it called, a developer blog last week, so you guys got a little bit of a sneak peek on what we've been working on in a text format. And now also there's some videos thrown in there, and now we're gonna show you guys live on stream some pre-recorded footage of some things that we added to the current build of Taxi Life, such as the tutorial. And we have added a tutorial in the game, and it's looking pretty freaking sweet. Alex, can you tell us a little bit about the tutorial, about what we're about to see here?
Oh, sure, yeah. This is but actually, I'm going to spoil it a little bit, so
Sure,
I'm not
sure.
sure that's a good idea. But yeah, what you're gonna see, it's actually a sneak peek because it's still in production, of course, and everything can be changed. But it will be a nice glance into what we are preparing in the whole product in terms of onboarding the player into the gameplay and mechanics. So don't worry if you don't have a driving license. You'll be properly introduced into our driving style. So yeah, this is what you're going to see.
Very nice. Yeah. And it's looking pretty good. And it'll give the players a good idea, like a good sense of what they can expect when driving through the hustle and bustle city of Barcelona. So before we get into the video here today, and as Alex made it perfectly clear, and I'm sure that what you guys see on the bottom of your screens right now, it's like right there. Everything that you see in today's live stream is a work in progress. Nothing is final, and everything is subject to change. So on that note, if you guys are ready, I'm pretty ready. I think we can start. So I am turn off this chill music, and we're gonna put on some intense Taxi Life gameplay. One more thing, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback to give based off of what you see, feel free to put them in the chat. I see everyone all on all the platforms. We are streaming on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook at the same time. So I will see your comment here, and if you have anything you wanted to ask us, we will answer your questions at the end of the stream. We got about 17 minutes of gameplay to show you guys today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy what we've been working on. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing you guys could probably notice is, if you haven't seen already and followed us on our social media, is we have a new menu screen, and I think it looks pretty sleek. Alex, is this a pre-rendered footage, or is this like live in the game, or is this like a video clip that's running in the background of the menu screen? What is this exactly that we're looking at?
This is alive in the game actually, so this is very yeah. It can change a little bit every time you launch the game. So this
Oh,
is
it's gonna
pretty.
change, like the vehicle
Uh,
or the background or something?
Yeah, we are actually thinking about that. So this is something to be maybe discussed, but it's looking nice already, I guess. So we'll see how it will, develop somewhere
Sure.
in the nearest future.
Yeah, because it looks really awesome, like really high quality. It looks very fresh, and I think it's a nice welcome to
A vehicle game, right?
yes, exactly. And as you guys can see over here, when you're starting a new career, you'll be able to put your profile name, what kind of character and model, company name, and so on. Alex, are we gonna add more options for people to add in the when the final game comes
Hey
out,
there.
when they're
Welcome
making
to our driving
a new
school.
career?
Before you hit the bustling
This is
streets of
probably
Barcelona
it.
to ferry people
Okay,
around,
okay.
we
I
gotta
guess,
teach you
yeah.
how to drive
You wanted to
first.
make it simple.
So
It's
Short and
not
let's
simple.
go.
really,
Yeah,
yeah.
You have
exactly.
the
Cool.
option to skip this and head straight to the
Yeah,
city
so
by
we're
selecting
jumping
the
right
appropriate
into
option from the
the
pause menu.
I'm just
But
gonna
hey,
pause it just so
just
I
a heads
can
up.
I don't talk over our awesome voiceover here. So we're jumping right into the tutorial mode, and before when we added it there was nothing around, but now it actually looks like you're in the city, you know, taking your driver's test. So the first thing you guys will notice, I'm sure, is, you know, as I was talking over our man here, our voiceover person, is we added a new voiceover, and I'm pretty sure, and I think we're pretty happy with this voiceover. What do you think, Alex?
Very much. I
Yeah.
sadly wasn't attending the actual recording session that we have
Oh,
with the professional voiceover team. But yeah, the Andrzej was there, and he was like keeping an eye on this, and it went like just great, just perfectly. The actor like here as the instructor was like placed perfectly, and then there will be also the main character and other passengers. So there is more of it, of course. So yeah, it was performed, prepared by the very professional team, external team. So we are very happy with the result.
very nice. Yeah. It's
Learning the
very
rules
cool.
now
So
could come in handy later
I'm
on
gonna let
down
you
the
guys
road.
listen to a little bit
Your
of the
call.
voiceover guy, and you can
This
let us
is
know
the
what you think.
cabin of your car. You can look around and use the buttons that are highlighted. You can open, close windows, and use the radio, or AC. In the future, you'll be able to interact with the cabin to your heart's content. Right now, turn on the engine by pressing and holding the start button.
Yeah, so right now, in the text, you know, there's some like
Very
coding
good.
language
The
in
engine is
there
turned
that,
on
you
and
know,
you
we
see
don't
that the
have the
dashboard
exact
panel is now
button
working.
mentioned when
There is
the
lots of
person is
interesting
talking,
information.
but that will
For
be
example, your
added.
speed and
That'll be
fuel
changed
It's
before the game
probably
release.
because
Red
you
and
use
orange
the
icons
keyboard, right,
inform
and the
you
Oh,
mouse.
is it?
something wrong
Okay.
is happening
Yeah,
with
yeah,
your
because
car.
it's the system sees the gamepad, and when you use the
Right.
gamepad, it should be, you know, like automatically put the the gamepad buttons icons, but
Right.
we don't have it for the keyboard yet. So yeah, everything under constructions, right?
Right.
So yeah,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
we have it noted. We have it, yeah, in the works. So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Precise maneuvers.
And I think
Your
that
left
like
foot
this
controls
tutorial
your
is
car.
it's actually really good. I don't know, did we make the cones movable yet or no? Or are they still made of solid steel?
actually, no, they are not movable. It's a
Okay.
little bit, yeah, a little bit overhead. I know that
Yeah.
will be something required and, you know, desired. But for now, we are aiming the to make the whole, you know, right here as much as nice as it's possible without, you know, the moving the cones, because it's, yeah, a
Sure.
little bit overhead for now.
Sure.
So yeah, we wanted to make it simple for first, and then we'll be upgrading it as the time goes.
Very nice.
Excellent
Yeah, so
Got the hang of it.
here we are. We're doing the first stage of the tutorial. Our actor here is basically letting the player know of just simple, you know, turning on the car, certain hotkeys. You know, when you are playing a Taxi Life, you will be able to interact with the cabin, and you'll be able to do that in multiple ways than one, and in more ways than one. And that's ranging from like moving your mouse around the cabin, so you could have to physically point and click to whatever you want to do. There's also a radio menu where it'll make it easier for the player to select if they want to open a window or turn on the air conditioning or radio, for example. Or there'll be shortcuts on your keyboard, as well as any steering wheels you might be like using, or gamepads. So there's multiple ways that the player will be able to interact with the cabin and all of its functionality. So it'll be up to the player to make that choice, which I think is great. Always nice to give players a choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you can navigate
Yeah, and
through the
here we are.
entire
Here's the
chamber.
radio menu,
To choose each
and you
option,
could put on
press
the
Action button.
windshield wipers
Sometimes you will be
or
able to use
turn
the
on the air
arrow.
conditioning
To
using
exit
the
the
Q
radio
and
menu,
E
press the exit
hotkeys.
button. Remember that time is slowed down when the radio menu
And I think,
turns
Alex,
on.
we have to sort of, I think, optimize like the subtitles of the character, because as you can see right now, they're a little
Awesome.
like that text
Don't
square
forget
is a
to
little
keep an eye
big,
on the
right?
fuel level
So
and
and
remember
it's
that
sort
the
of,
car is
it's
susceptible
pretty
to
transparent,
damage.
but I think it's like
Any of the
blocking
5
a lot
icons
of
that
like
are
what the
linked to the
player is
car's
seeing, and I think
insurance
maybe
start
that's
to light
something we
up.
want to like
You'll need to repair the
optimize
car.
visually,
True,
right?
true. Yeah, yeah,
These
yeah. I
parameters
agree.
are
I
also
agree with
shown on
you.
the
This is
HUD
something,
as
yeah,
bars. However,
next to be
there is
done.
also
Yeah, we
one
noted
more
that.
bar,
We see that
one
this is
parameter,
very inconvenient.
cleanliness. It has an
Not very,
influence on the passenger's behavior
user friendly.
and
Actually,
tips.
everything
Okay,
on the
you know
screen
the
should be
basics.
readable
Now
Sure.
you
and
can try the car.
easy
If
to
you're
know,
ready for
to
the
see and
exam,
everything.
please
Yes,
park in the
exactly.
marked space.
Um, and also another thing that I noticed is going to be like a little feedback session, and like an internal feedback session.
Yeah,
So
right.
I noticed that also, like the markers, if we're too far away from the marker in the tutorial, you can't really see it. And like after this exercise that we're gonna do,
Drive along
after
the
I do the
curved line
parallel
and
parking
park
one,
in
it's
the
gonna
marked
tell me to
space.
go to one that's like
Drive
across the
slowly
map,
and control your
and then I
position.
can't even see it,
Try
right?
to be in the
So
middle of the
maybe
line.
Yeah, I know.
make it more visible, like the field of like the distance view, make it a little bit more better,
Very good.
or make
Probably
or like show us like a
some,
different color or something.
yeah, for sure. We'll add some arrow pointing to the like point
Yeah.
to, yeah. So this is, we definitely won't leave it as it is.
Cool.
Yeah, this is the very like the very first moment of contact for the
Sure.
player with the game. So we really need to have support them, the players, as much as we can. So yeah, we are going to avoid any kind of confusion. So thank you very much for the feedback. This is very important that not only me or others think that this way. So yeah.
Very cool.
Very important.
Perpendicular reverse parking.
Yeah. Wow. I
You
think
need
it
to
just
stop the
started
car in the
thunderstorming.
designated point. Here are the steps.
Yeah, angry thunderstorm.
Turn the wheels
So
Oh.
if for whatever reason my and like I'm just like,
Once the car
you know,
is
frozen,
immediately in a parallel
maybe my
position
internet went
to the
out. I'm just
marked
letting you
space.
guys know.
Straight very
But
nice.
I don't think it'll
Park in
happen.
the
Let's see.
marked space to start the next
We'll see.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So here we are. I did my parallel parking. I think I'm pretty good at parallel parking in real life, and
Who are you?
and I personally think that that helps me in our game. But I don't know.
This is actually, very interesting moment in this game, because I don't have a driving
Let's
license,
practice making
and
a
this was
U-turn
very
in
refreshing for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because like
Turn the wheels
yeah,
to the maximum
I
ride
was
position
never
and move
behind the
forward
real
slowly.
wheel in my
Okay.
life.
Remember to stop
Okay.
before
So,
the car
you know,
Even
the
like in a
parallel
parking lot or something, like.
Turn the
Yeah,
wheels to the
maybe
maximum left
after
position
maybe
Okay.
when I
and
was
lean
5,
back.
like father just,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dad just gave
Stop
me,
the
a
car
wheel
before
for a
you
minute,
leave the
Yeah,
marked
yeah.
but
space.
nothing serious, right?
Once more,
So for
turn
me, it
the
was like the
wheels to the maximum
parallel
right position.
parking
Very
and things
good.
like
You
that. They are
passed the
kind of
first part of the exam. You are
to be
ready to take a
observed.
test
I
drive
always
through
like heard about
Barcelona.
it and observed that
Before you hit the
others
city streets,
were
it's
doing that,
important
but
to
this is
remember
like
that
my
you must
first
abide
time
by
with this.
all traffic rules and
So
regulations.
even being a
By
developer,
driving in
like
a
we're
calm
working on a
manner,
driving game,
using
you
turn
can
signals and
learn
following
something
traffic
and
signs,
explore
all
like new
will reward you
areas,
XP
right? So
points.
I kind of feel
However,
like, because
if you
I've
break any
never
traffic rules and get caught by a
I
police
didn't know
patrol,
much about
you'll
driving a
receive a
car
ticket.
before joining this company, and
Please
now,
remember
like suddenly,
that the
I know
standard
kind of a
speed
lot.
limit in the city
So
is
probably
50 kilometers an
I
hour.
hope that one day, and I
Good luck.
maybe decide to take a driving license exam. I believe it will be much easier after playing Taxi Life. So
Yeah, that's
we
really.
recommend.
Yeah, that's really interesting because. Okay, so I'm sure you've played like through the tutorial, like when we implemented it, like you wanted to test it. So Given that you probably have like minimal knowledge of about driving a car, right? So
Yep.
were you able to easily like understand and complete the tasks in the tutorial as you were playing the game?
Yeah, we were very careful in preparing it very easily user experience wise. So basically, I believe you don't really need to read or even hear what's being said, because like you actually see the triggers, the marks on the map that you can uh set your car in it. But you first you need to see, right? So
Right.
we need to have to use these arrows we were mentioning before. So this is kind of easy, like very very natural. I think to go through this tutorial, you don't really have to read, or maybe I'm kind of biased because like I played this game for many hours
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
so I actually know how to park.
Yeah.
But this is like the parallel parking and the other parking thing. This is kind of new for me because like I never called this way, or
Right.
practice it before in my life. So this is something interesting for people who don't drive,
Yeah.
but would like to. Yeah, but anyway, it shouldn't be that difficult for anybody who has ever played a car game before, and these ones are quite popular. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember when we were at like Gamescom, for example, last year, and people were like asking us like, "Oh, can you learn how to drive a car with it? Well, like with your game?" And I honestly think that Taxi Life will give, like, for example, like maybe like a teenager, right? That is looking to learn to get his driver's permit, right? And I mean, in America, it's 16. In Poland, it's 18. I don't know how old you have to be to get your license in other countries, but you're still a teenager regardless. And I think Taxi Life would give that person a good idea of how to drive a car in a busy city, right? But not necessarily like a copy paste like instruction tutorial on how to teach someone to drive, right? At the end of the day, this is a video game, and you can go 120 kilometers, through a busy street if you want to, but there's consequences to your actions.
yeah, right. Like I believe this is something we were originally back then when prototyping the game and actually producing. We
Yeah.
were thinking about such a solution. I mean, a separate mode for very very simulative and real life driving,
Okay.
with the actual like driving school, like very very actual driving school mode, as a support for the general like driving,
Right.
like learning how to drive like in real life, like using all kinds of stuff that needs to be like the belts thing and everything that you need to do in the car. There were some games in the past that were
Yeah.
wanting to do that, but yeah, like we decided to focus entirely
And the
on the
gaming
gaming
game.
game.
Gaming
Yeah,
game,
on the
yeah.
gaming game. But we have like just a glimpse of that, like just like you saw a minute ago with the driving school.
Yeah.
So something in between. I hopefully I hope that that it should satisfy the teenagers that would like to
Sure.
start.
And
Um,
even adults, right? I mean, I know a few adults that have never driven a car, don't have their license, so uh
like whoever, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
it's not limited to any age. So yeah, a great experience in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Very nice. Very true. I see that we have a lot of questions in the chat, guys. Don't worry. At the end of the stream, we will try to get to all of your questions. So if you have questions, please write them in the chat, and we'll go over them in about 20-30 minutes or so. Okay. I also wanted to focus our attention back on the stream here, looking at, and like, what are we seeing? So this is the map, and for those of you that have been on our previous streams or are following us on social media at simtrack.com, if you're not following, what are you doing? Follow us. Go, go, go. then you'll notice that the map has been changed a little bit. There's much less icons than when we showed in the previous builds, and I think it's much more readable. So just to show some examples, the map is very crucial, right? So it shows you where there's gas stations, it shows you where there's car accidents or some kind of road event, as well as collectibles and missions and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I saw a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but a few people in our Discord talking about how 7 kilometers squared, that's not a lot, you know. But once you guys will see the actual gameplay here when we're driving through the streets, it is a lot. I think it is a lot. Like, it will take you a significant amount of time to get from one end of the map to the other end, and this is because of how dense the city is. I mean, as you can see, there's just like 15 intersections in like a 1 kilometer squared area, right? And this is with like little side streets, shortcuts that you could take, skinny streets, narrow streets, wider streets. It'll definitely pose a challenge for people trying to navigate the city while they're doing missions, doing collectibles, and so on, right? So don't worry, you're gonna have a good time.
Exit the map by pressing the exit button. Follow the GPS route you can see on the mini map to the marked point.
So now we are in the actual game. This is our final driving exam here. So your first mission, after you're done with the initial driving exam, will be to go pick up and drop off your first customer. So that's what we're doing right now. Right now we're playing in first person view, checking our left and right, see if the coast is clear, and we're off to the races. I gotta admit, Alex, you know, I've seen this game from maybe not you've seen the very beginning. I haven't seen the very beginning, but I've seen like from middle of production and now towards the almost end. And oh man, we have made so much progress just driving through the city right now. Just look at this. It looks freaking awesome. Like it feels awesome too. Even when I'm just driving on a keyboard, like it just feels like I'm in the city, like an actual one-to-one city, which is Barcelona.
Yep, exactly. And it's I guess very nice to drive. It's very like, you know, it's a pleasure to be there in the city. You feel the temperature of hot Barcelona, right? And the environment is very lively and breathing, and you like instantaneously feel like a part of this world, and feel kind of immersed, right?
Very.
In it.
The immersion aspect is there. And I mean, I unfortunately wasn't given the opportunity yet to play Taxi Life with a steering wheel. But there's a few people in our company that have already, and they said that it's an amazing experience, and the game is not even finished yet. And it's gonna be coming out towards the end of this year. No exact dates yet. Once we get that, get the information where we can share the date with you guys, then we will definitely do that as well. And over there, as you can see, there was a ghost vehicle that rammed into me. Those will happen very often. It's a random haunted event. It'll only happen during Halloween time. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. That was just a bug. Yeah, so and different things will happen. The AI traffic will react to the way that you're driving. And as far as I know, Alex, isn't it intentional for the AI to hit the player sometimes? Like to get into an accident, or is that something that we're going to be reworking?
This is something that we will be reworking,
Okay.
and yeah, we'd like to have a control on such events.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, there are no option that this is like any kind of accident like this. This is not on purpose.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah. It might happen because like the AI needs tweaking
Yeah.
still towards the very release, right?
Yeah.
But the accidents, this is the only you will see encounter accidents for sure, but these are like specially crafted events on the map that we'll see the icons for on the actual map, right? And on the levels you will be observing the actual, something happened, and this is
Right.
you'll be a witness of something that's happening to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
You won't be actual part of any accident on purpose, at least.
Unless you do it yourself.
Yeah,
Unless you slam
yeah,
into a
yeah. This is
wall
the only
or
option,
run a red
and
light
yeah.
or something.
Hopefully that won't be very
No,
frequent.
don't remember,
Because
guys. Follow the rules of the road in taxi life as well as real life. Okay?
yep.
Don't hurt anyone or yourself. Um, if
Don't
you
try at home.
don't try it at home, exactly. Yeah, so we're almost there to our first stop. For after whoa, there's a car just flipping over there. that happens sometimes.
This is
Did you see that? It just shot out of.
yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, this is the future. This is not a bug,
It's a
alright?
guys. I mean, it's gonna be a mode. Shooting cars, flipping them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. This is something in purely intentional. The game is
exactly,
not.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, the game is looking really cool, and we had a company party not too long ago, and we had a setup where we were able to play Taxi Life because, believe it or not, there's people in Simtract, that aren't game developers that haven't played Taxi Life. So, it was really cool. To see those individuals play the game and have the same reaction as we did the first time we did it, the first time we played it as well. So here we go. We're pulling up to our first stop. Of course, there's traffic. There's police.
Yeah,
They're
watch out.
yeah, they're lurking. They're waiting for us to do something illegal, but we're not doing anything
Yeah,
illegal.
yeah.
We're just dropping off a customer. And
Exemplar citizen.
exactly. And that is it. That is our first pickup and drop off, and we earned some experience. This screen right here is actually pretty interesting because it shows you like the distance traveled, how long it took you. So what? This took us 42
Yeah.
seconds to get here. And it shows you your start point as well as end point, and as well as the difficulty or the length. I'm sorry, the length of the of the course that you did. I did notice one thing here though that we didn't really mention. Alex, can you maybe talk to us a little bit about what is this task modifier? Or is that something that's going to get removed? Do you know anything about that yet, or should we ask Andy?
This is something a task modifier.
Yeah.
I guess it's about. This is something weird here.
Okay.
Maybe we need to, or maybe this is about because we having plans probably to add very soon, multiple passengers taken at once. Maybe
Okay.
that's about this, and
Okay.
it should be like tax like next to it.
Right.
But there should be some like I guess it should be something connected to the passenger's mood and things like that. There's some kind. I see that definitely there is some kind of a bug here.
Okay.
But
Okay. Maybe
yeah,
it's like depending on how much client patience is left, for example, then
yeah,
it'll
something like
like
that.
modify the final amount of money you made.
And the actual
Conversations.
conversations,
Yeah.
and the passengers, like I don't know, class, like
Okay.
passengers class,
Okay.
like I know, businessman or a tourist.
Yeah.
And it has some impact on the ride, so it should be there, but I don't know why it isn't here. So maybe some kind of this is something to be fixed very soon.
For sure. Okay. I just almost enabled emergency SOS on my phone. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I did it by accident.
Please help!
Help!
Rescue!
Yeah.
Rescue!
Rescue me from this weather. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, so those are that's the ending screen, which, you know, as we said multiple times before, it's not the final version of how it's going to look like. It's probably going to be a little bit more pimped out before we actually release the game, but it gives you guys a good idea for the direction that we're going here. So yeah, that was 17 minutes. It felt like 2 minutes. But I guess you know what they
Yeah.
say, time flies when you're having fun. So,
Right.
let us know what you guys think about what you saw right there. You know, feedback, comments. You know, you can send me a direct message on Discord. Talk to me about it, or share your thoughts on our Discord or Twitter. So I think it's time for Q&A, Alex. We have a few questions here from our lovely community. So we will try our best to answer them. So the first question from Copy LP: will there be a dynamic weather system? Now, Alex, do you know anything about this? Because I know we talked about it in the past.
I do. Yeah.
So
This
how's
is
that
something.
looking?
This is something that's actually in the works and should be ready this week. There
Ooh.
will be a dynamic weather changing with the run of the day from foggy to after the rain state. So yeah, there will be a couple of different states of the weather. So it won't be just sunny. Yeah, there will be some difference put into that.
Very nice. Will the keyboard controls have options to smoothen the pedal steering input? I don't think I actually talked with one of our programmers about this, and I think it's very hard to smooth out on a keyboard, right? When you're turning left, for example, because it's just one it's just one button, right? It's either 1 or 0. You're either at 0 or 100% acceleration when you press a keyboard. I don't know if keyboards these days have like how PS5 controllers have, how you could like pick how fast you want to go in a car or something like that. But to do that with a keyboard, it's definitely easier said than done. I'm not saying we're not going to do it, but I'm not. But what I am saying is that we're not focused on that right now. So, will there be any pickup trucks or to drive or SUVs? No pickup trucks, but there will be vans, SUVs, and actually, would I consider that an SUV? We have no SUV. We have like a crossover, maybe.
Crossover, yeah, we do. Yeah,
Yeah.
crossover, a van, but SUV. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
It's more like
Yeah. Right now we have sedan, crossover, and a van. With the
and there
van.
was something different. Sorry, I'm not like entirely fluent with the names. And there was something like, but it was not SUV, but something. Hatchback.
Hatchback. Yes, hatchback. Yes.
And the other one. Don't remember now.
I'm not good with cars either. It's all right. But we have stuff. We have things in
We
there.
have stuff. Yeah.
But
Words to be waiting for.
But no pickups. No pickups.
No pickups.
Yeah.
No.
So, from Epic Snow Elf. I like your name. It's pretty epic. Will you release the early access version of the game before the release? We are not doing any early access for Taxi Life. When the game comes out, it will be the full game. We are doing beta testing, and more information on that soon. Probably the closer towards the end of the year, we'll probably have some beta testing events happening. That's why you should join our Discord. Follow us on Twitter. If you haven't, what are you doing? Next question. Thank you for that, Epic Snow Elf. Next question from YouTube. It's in Turkish. Unfortunately, cannot read Turkish. Sorry, Serkan. If I could read Turkish, I'd answer it. From Jose. Please add VR. Oh man, I see this being asked a lot. Please
Yeah.
add VR. I don't know, Alex. What do you think? I know not now. I know probably not this year. But what do you think? Will we ever make a VR version of Taxi Life?
This is not impossible,
Yeah.
for sure. This is a good idea in general,
Yeah.
to have a VR game, to use VR for such games that are supposed to be played in first person.
Yeah.
But this is we will need to take an entirely different angle in the development. It's not like you just put the goggle on your head
Right.
and it
Right.
works. You need to like kind of redesign the textures, the models to look good like on your face,
Right.
because it's designed different way. So either you need to think at the very beginning of the development, or you need to kind of rebuild the game a little bit. So this is an additional time cost and different resources. So just buy our game, and as long as we see it's very well sold, this is definitely something to be thought of. So yeah, so
Yeah,
just support
definitely.
the project.
Definitely. If we are going to make any moves to add VR into Taxi Life, it's probably going to be after the release.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
might be like another version of the game. We'll see. We haven't had that conversation yet, but when we do, we'll let you know. Last question here. I think it's the last question. No, there's a few more. Do you plan on multiplayer? Short answer, no. Long answer, because it's complicated. Or another
Yeah,
short
it is.
answer.
It is.
Maybe
It's very complicated.
maybe
No
you'd want to
multiplayer.
explain a little bit why there is no like multiplayer.
Yeah, because again, it needs to be designed and prepared at the start. It's not like you just threw the multiplayer into the single player game.
Yeah.
It needs to be built on another foundation. As the VR is not impossible, the multiplayer is impossible now.
At this
Because
point in the
yeah,
development, right?
at this point, yeah. So for sure, nothing to be expected here. Yeah, and yeah, we just need. It's like like a matter of choices. We wanted to entirely focus on the single player experience, and avoid like dividing the quality between two. Like better focus on something on one thing and deliver the best quality possible, instead of like here a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
and like nobody is satisfied in the end with the result.
Yeah, I
So
think it's best to just hyper focus on something, on like one or a few things, like one or two things, and make it as best as we possibly can.
yep.
Rather than like spending time and man hours to create like several, 8, 10 different systems multiplayer, and then have them be mediocre, because we're not about mediocrity. We are about quality video games.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
okay, follow up to that question about inputs. It's definitely possible because some games have had it for driving. Okay, very nice. Yeah, if you want to maybe elaborate on that, you can, Traveler Raphael, you can send me a DM on Discord, and let's talk about it. And then, I am the community manager. I am your voice, so I can talk with people about it, see what needs to be done. Jose from Jose on YouTube. Would you support Steam Workshop? Again, I think it's too late in development for us to implement the Steam Workshop or modding. But it's not completely off the table. I think maybe it's something that I'm gonna tell you guys this. I think if you guys are loud enough, maybe something
Yeah,
will
this is
happen.
the thing.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say that. All right. So if you want something, just make yourself loud, make yourself heard, and keep letting us know. Right. So make your voice heard. From Cornelius, on YouTube, is a console release also planned. Yes, indeed. Taxi Life will be available on all new generation consoles, so PS5, Xboxes, as well as PC, and I think Switch coming later. So, yeah. If you guys, and I think that's about all the questions. Good questions, guys. Thanks for all those. It was fun answering
Yeah,
them.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming and yeah,
awesome
sharing
stuff.
your thoughts.
Thank you guys so much for the questions, joining us, and for sticking around with us throughout the stream. So, again, make sure to follow us on Twitter, social media, Facebook, Discord, on all the things. And if you want to talk shop, you want to chop it up a little bit with me, let me know. Send me a DM, tag me, do whatever you want, and let's talk. So, on that
Yeah.
note, again, my name is Mike. I'm the community manager for Simtract. It's been a pleasure hosting this show with you, Alex. And
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
no problem. And until next time, guys, we'll keep you guys informed when the next one is going to be. And yeah, thank you once again. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Thank you.